کرم مانگتا ہوں، عطا مانگتا ہوں، الہی میں تجھ سے دعا مانگتا ہوں۔
Honorable European Member of Parliament, Charles de Fair of Pakistan, Mr. Selvi, other distinguished guests, journalists, and my friends. First of all, I would like to thank my advisor, Nصیر, and my coordinator, Malak, in European Union, that they have organized this meeting and given me this opportunity that I can speak to you with the latest situation in Kashmir. In fact, I have no intention to go in the history of Kashmir issue, knowing the fact that most of you know the history of Kashmir issue, but I just say a few words about it. Kashmir is the unfinished agenda of the partition of the subcontinent. And since then, there is no peace and stability in the region because of Kashmir issue, where India and Pakistan have 3 wars over Kashmir. And it's a core issue between India and Pakistan. Many attempts have been made since 1947 to solve Kashmir issue, like United Nations, which clearly says that the future of Kashmir has to be determined according to the free will and the aspirations of the people of Kashmir. And then there were some attempts like bilateral issues, like a Shimla agreement was made between India and Pakistan, but it was made in 71, so it has lost its credibility now. And of course, there were some mediations as well to solve Kashmir issue, like the United States once tried, European Union has passed the reports and they tried as well, but nothing has happened. Still, because of the rigid policy of India, still the issue is there. And when I said that India and Pakistan had 3 wars over Kashmir, that time both countries were not the nuclear powers. That was the traditional weaponry. But now, India and Pakistan both are the nuclear powers. And it was President Clinton who said that Kashmir is the most dangerous part of the world. Why I said that? Because both 2 countries are the nuclear powers, and both the forces on the line of control are standing eyeball to eyeball. So any small incident and accident could trigger a war, and this time it won't be a traditional weaponry, it could be a nuclear war. And God forbid me even saying it, that it's not that it will be a big catastrophe in that part of the world or the South Asia. It will catch on the world. So that's why I'm here this evening, and I'm having very hectic visit. I started from Turkey, I went to England, again I will be in the European Parliament tomorrow. Day after I will be addressing or briefing the British members of Parliament. The same evening I am going to go to New York to meet the Secretary General, and then of course I am going to go to Washington. Usually the American presidents give a prayer breakfast, and luckily I am invited because I will get the opportunity to meet a lot of people there and brief them on Kashmir. And the reason I have taken this hectic visit is that on 5th of August 2019, India abrogated their own constitution, Article 370 and 35A, which means that they have changed the special status of occupied Kashmir. And not only that, since they have taken a lot of steps, like they wanted to change the demography of occupied Kashmir, they have given fake domiciles to 4.2 million Indian Hindus. And they have changed the delimitations, although it's a majority state, a Muslim state, 90% people are Muslim, but now they want to change the whole status. And human rights violations are at the peak now. A lot of leaders have been killed, a lot of people in fact martyred, and one of the leaders, Yasin Madar, he was given life imprisonment last year, and I formed a defense committee in London with the British barristers and British members of parliament. So we are working on it, and the youths are being tortured in the police stations. So a lot of gross violations of human rights. So I'm here in Brussels, and European members of parliament, European Commission are here, very important people are here. So I think that this is a time that there should not be a double standard on human rights. If there is a human rights going on, there are 900,000 Indian troops in occupied Kashmir, which I believe that maybe the entire Europe will not have a 9,000 army, but they are in Kashmir. This is the largest armed forces against the civilian population, crushing them, subjugating them, and of course oppressing them. So I believe that this is the time that when India is trying to just finish Kashmir issue, and it's not only Kashmir. Present Prime Minister of India, I don't want to go in a lot of detail, but I would just say that it's not only Kashmir. The minorities of India, like Muslims, like Sikhs, like Christians, like Gorkhas, even the low cost of Hindus, like we call them untouchables, their rights have been violated as well. So I believe that this is the highest time that the European Parliament and European Union should play a role after the United Nations. At least myself and a lot of people have greater hope with the European Parliament and European Union that they should play a role. In fact, I have asked many times that the European Union should appoint a rapporteur on Kashmir, because it's a very important issue, as I said, between the two nuclear powers, and that the international community should not leave two third world nuclear powers on their own, and they should play a role to have a peace. We are not asking anything wrong, we are just asking that the people of Kashmir should write their own destiny and future according to their own will. And when I say it's a core issue between India and Pakistan, but it's not the two parties. The main party to Kashmir issue are the people of Kashmir. So they should play a role, and I'm here to request to the very influential town Brussels. I will be visiting European Parliament tomorrow as well. I will meet I have some individual meetings there, and late evening I will be going back to London for the British Parliament day after tomorrow. So what I am requesting is that it's not the same India now. Once upon a time, India used to say they are the largest democracy in the world. They used to say they are the secular state. But now, even just BBC have given a report when Modi had a massacre in Gujarat, and he was not given visa of the United States and many European countries. Same is doing it with the minorities of India now, and when BBC gave that report, it was banned in India. So I think that now this is a high time that we should ask European Union, European Parliament must play a role. I was talking with a lot of members of Parliament. Once there was Friends of Kashmir in European Parliament, but it's not active now. So I'm asking to the European members of Parliament that we should have a Friends of Kashmir there. It's not that they should only support the Kashmiri point of view, because I think because of the situation in the region suggests that there should be Friends of Kashmir in the Parliament, so that they could discuss and they should find some solutions. And we are working for solutions. We want to see peace and stability in the region. We have seen a lot of violence there. Now this is the time that we want peace, and I think that the most important players should play more important role, so that we should see the peace. I'm glad that our European members of Parliament have visited Kashmir. Unfortunately, I was in the General Assembly session of United Nations. I could not see them there, but I think they will come back, and you will see I have seen my friend Michael Gazi coming, and he has been many times in Pakistan, and we have discussed many times these things. And I think so we should have a support with the European Parliament. And once and the European Parliament has passed so many resolutions on Kashmir, the European Parliament has an report as well. So I think that the work example is there. But now this is the high time when the tense situation is coming, and there are big threats from India that they will attack Azad Kashmir, their defense minister. So this is the time that we should look for a peace, we should look for a stability in that region, and that we will only have a peace when the Kashmir issue will be solved, and according to the wishes of the Kashmiri people. Thank you very much.